It is time. We may have the rematch with Hogan and Michaels. I mean, we may have been focusing on Hogan and Michaels, but the fact of the matter is, the focus can't shift too far from the great one. And I know that odds are Hulk Hogan and The Rock will be in WWE 2K23, but much like I'm realizing at this point, much like I'm realizing at this point, even if we are in that position, it does not mean that WrestleMania 18 will be where we have the venue to be. I mean, the only thing that would have been better is if it was King and Jim Ross and commentary and not Byron, Corey, and Michael. But we are also, again, much like I did with the WWE Evolution arena, I want to applaud whoever made this arena for WrestleMania 18, because whoever made this arena did a very bang up job putting together this arena and putting together this venue. And you invested a lot more time into this than I would. So props to you for that. And I'm surprised that WWE has this much detail for arenas that have not been featured in any way, shape, or form in most games in 20 plus years. I know that some WrestleManias, specifically WrestleMania 20, will probably have a part in next year's game because of John Cena, and that being John Cena's first WrestleMania. But the fact of the matter is, that's next year's game, not this year's game. Well, technically, this year's game is 23, not 22. So, there's that. Hogan! But Hogan is going back at it with The Rock. They're back in the ring, and The Rock gets drop throat first across the top rope. Hogan is measuring him, standing in a stance that I've never seen Hulk Hogan stand. And The Rock went to measure Hogan himself, but Hogan reversed him and drops him with a slam. The Rock headbutts Hogan, knocked down. Hogan gets knocked down. And The Rock ducks him, drops him with a lariat. And he whacks him with a big right hand, does the great one. I mean, it looked like a shoulder block, maybe. The Rock is going after the face of the Hulkster. It may not look like Hogan from when he was with The Rock, but he is still Hulk Hogan. Right to the mush of the Hulkster goes The Rock. Right to the mush of the Hulkster goes The Rock. Spinebuster! Spinebuster by the Great One. Spinebuster by the Great One. And a ladder press. 2. No! The Rock. And The Rock surprisingly can't believe it. I'm surprised he thinks that Hogan would not stay down. Or would stay down, I'm sorry. Hogan! Rock bottom! The Rock bottom! Slight hesitation there by The Rock after the Rock bottom, but still a ladder press, and Hogan pops up the shoulder at the count of 2.5, and The Rock is surprised that the Hulkster kicked out at the count of 2. But I would like to point out that it is The Rock, and if there's anything that people do with his finishers, much like John Cena's, it's kick out. The Rock after another ladder press, and again Hogan kicked out. La Maestra Cradle. The Rock kicks out again. Hogan finally reverses The Rock. and drops The Rock face first onto the corner. Or in the corner. Hogan gets right booted into mush. Headbutt takes down the Hulkster. Or knocks back, at least knocks him back. Belly to belly suplex by belly to belly suplex by The Rock. Hogan reverses The Rock. Rock reverses Hogan. Float over. Hogan reversed it. You gotta figure that The Rock was going for a DDT, but Hogan reversed it. That's a sight I never saw. Hogan go for a chokeslam? That's a sight I never thought I'd see. Hogan with the reversal, with the knife edge chop, and beals The Rock head first down. The Rock may seem a little frustrated, and that's because I think he might be. 3 strikes are out for The Rock, trying to grab Hulk Hogan, and The Rock gets sent back into the ring by the Hulkster. Hogan, too close to the ropes for The Rock, and The Rock kicks out. Or, I mean, I wouldn't say he kicked out, but he definitely got lucky with the rope break. Float over, tries it a second time, and again, Hogan blocks him. Hogan blocks the DDT. Hogan with a bear hug. Hogan's got a bear hug locked in on The Rock. Hogan's got a bear hug locked in on The Rock, but The Rock is fighting back. The Rock is fighting back. And The Rock is fighting back to the point where now The Rock is out of the bear hug. Double ear clap by The Rock. Tries for a clothesline, but Hogan blocks it, and Hogan drops him. The Rock rolls over, takes Hogan down. And Hogan gets taken down by The Rock. Inverted atomic drop. Inverted atomic drop by The Rock. The Rock. Boom! Right to the mush of the Hulkster, but the Hulkster reverses him. Somehow picks The Rock up and plants The Rock back down. Hogan dragging The Rock to away from the ropes. It's like he's second-guessed himself. I don't know why Hogan of all people would have second-guessed himself. The Rock with the nip-up. Clothesline takes down Hogan. The Rock is fighting back. The Rock is fighting back, and he plants Hogan with a DDT. Finally nailing that DDT. But Hogan with a leg sweep takes down The Rock. And The Rock reverses Hogan. The Rock reverses Hogan. Back suplex. He's measuring the Hulkster as The Rock. The Great One is measuring the Hulkster. And the Hulkster reversed him. The Rock gets tied up. Collar and elbow tie up. And the Hulkster is busted open. Hogan is busted open. Hogan is busted open by The Rock. The Rock gets reversed by Hogan. Again. Double-handed choke. Hogan. The atomic leg drop. The atomic leg drop. The atomic leg drop from out of nowhere. And the Hulkster can't believe it. The Rock kicked out. The Rock kicked out. And neither can I. I don't know how The Rock kicked out, but The Rock did, in fact, kick out. And the Hulkster is still fighting. The blood is trickling down the forehead of the former. You see the blood on the forehead of the Hulkster. And if you don't, by the end of it, you might. Gutbuster by The Rock. I could swear I see it on the left side of the face, but the Hulkster keeps getting up. The Hulkster keeps getting up, and you can unquestionably believe that this is frustrating The Rock, as The Rock is now going after the announcer's table. The Rock is now going after the announcer's table. And he sends Hogan into the into the announcer's table. Not once, but twice. And now The Rock breaks the count. The Rock breaks the count. But Hogan again keeps getting up. The Rock breaks the count, but Hogan again keeps getting up. Wait, The Rock, he's got him on the Spanish announce table. He's got him on the Spanish announce table, The Rock does. The Rock has Hogan on the announce table. Rock bottom through the announcer's 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 table. And The Rock is doing what it takes. Hogan reciprocates it to The Rock. And he beels him down in between the chairs of the announcers. Float over. Hogan gets planted on the rubble of the announcer's table. I mean, it looked like it was right between the rubble of the announcer's table and between those chairs on the concrete. I mean, it's hard to tell with the bandana, to be honest with you, what is going on with Hogan's head. But the fact of the matter is, Hogan is back in the ring. And again, Hulk Hogan is getting back up. But he gets planted down with a spine buster. And you can see it clearly now on the side of the face of the Hulkster that the Hulkster is busted open. The Hulkster is busted open. He plasters The Rock with a tornado punch. He plasters The Rock with a tornado punch, does Hulk Hogan. Drop kick by The Rock. Drop kick by The Rock. I don't think The Rock wanted to do that, but he takes it. But he'll take it. The Rock is going up top. The Rock is going up top. He's measuring Hulk Hogan. We've seen Hogan against Michaels. Drop kick. Hogan moves. I think The Rock tried to go for the steps, but he changed his mind and went for the barricade. Speaking of the barricade, Hogan looked like he tried to, but The Rock lost his footing before, or Hogan just threw him away from him. I don't know if he necessarily went for the barricade, but Hogan hotshots The Rock on the apron. The Rock's just got to get back in the ring. He can't keep doing that. But The Rock gets back up. Hogan gets back up. Hogan's back up. The Rock's back up. Hogan takes down The Rock. The atomic leg drop. The atomic leg drop. But The Rock might be too close to the ropes. And Hulk Hogan defeats The Rock. Hulk Hogan defeats The Rock. And it's all because of that mistake when Hogan took the dive to the outside. It is all because of a mistake when Hogan took the dive to the outside. Icon versus Icon with a different result in WWE 2K22. But will the rematch happen? That is up to you. Let me know down in the comment section below if you want to see this again. It is a different result than what we saw with Hogan versus Michaels. And if you want to see Hogan versus Michaels again, also let me know down below. Or you can let me know by bringing us up another level with viewers. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.